Welcome back to Not Real Fishing, everybody. And today, yeah, we're gonna go to the Food Lion Pond. That's the goal. We're gonna be doing some Tenkara fly fishing. I've only got 3 flies on me, so we should be fine as long as we don't get snagged on anything or broke off a lot, because I didn't bring any line either. So let's hope that nothing like that happens. On a second note, I didn't upload week before last, or was it last week? No, I didn't upload one of the weeks. I completely didn't upload that week because that week, I had footage for that week, but the following week is the week that I normally would edit it and do all that stuff and have it uploaded. Well, during that week, my little brother got COVID, I got COVID, my mom got COVID, my dad got COVID, all in the same household. So we all got sick at the same time. So it's not really that big of a deal, people getting sick, but when it's, you know, my mom who's got cancer and she's, you know, immunocompromised, my little brother who has special needs, you kind of need all hands on deck. So I wasn't able to get any footage done. So I haven't been fishing since I've been sick. So the video y'all saw the other day was actually almost 2 weeks ago now. And on top of COVID, we also had that little hurricane, do stay in your lane, Idalia or whatever it was called that came through. It didn't affect us at all. Our power blinked and went off for like a total of like 3 seconds, and we got a little bit of rain. That was all it was for us. And I know for other people it was much worse. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming it's a hurricane. Somebody always has it bad. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. So every time I say I want to get back to making videos with a semblance of normalcy, something pops up and kind of complicates that situation. And this time it was COVID and a hurricane. So let's hope that doesn't happen this time. Today's Sunday, tomorrow's Labor Day, so maybe I'll get to fish again tomorrow. I definitely want to fish today because that's where I'm going right now. But yeah, that's about it. So I do have a new type of line, main line, that I want to try today. I'll explain that more when we get to the water. So I'll meet you guys there. Alright guys, the water levels are pretty high, so let's hope we can get something to go here. Looks like the swamp grass is high too. So, the new line that I'm going to be using today, as you can tell, is very bright green, and it's a little bit thicker than what we used to be using. Now, we've used floating line before, and we've used fly line backing. This line is something completely different. This is bow fishing like line for bow fishing. It's like, I guess, the main line you would use and put into your reel for the bow fishing setup. Normally, fly line backing that we use is about, I'd say, 20 pound, I think. This bow fishing line, it should be a little bit stronger. I mean, because previously we were using 20 and this one's 200. So 200 pound test. I don't think we have to worry about anything coming off the line. I think if anything we have to worry about the line itself. So oh, and the fly we're using, it's just a brown kabari with some peacock curl wrapped around it, and a rooster, my mom's roosters from her chickens for the hackle, regular rooster hackle. I did a few practice casts with this, but without the fly on. It seemed to work pretty well. I am seeing a lot of algae underneath the bottom here, guys, like a lot. It's we're gonna go this way just a little bit. I was curious how this was gonna, whether it was gonna float or not. I'm glad that it does. Well, we got one. First little guy. Cute little bluegill. I'm gonna let him go right here. Alright, we're gonna do a couple more of those. I see some more bluegill in that same spot. Maybe a green sunfish as well. But we're gonna go out towards the center a bit more. 'Cause I'm hoping there's like a hungry bass somewhere. There we go. Another little gill, not the one I was after. I saw a bigger swirl than him. I saw a bigger swirl than him. Still a pretty little bluegill. So far, this is working pretty good. Don't have any complaints yet. Ooh, ooh, see the fish come up and get that bug? It was a spider on top. See if they want mine. Bigger bluegill. Ooh, it's a nice sized fish right there. That's almost worth actually taking a picture of. No, I mean, I don't mean like trophy wise, but I mean, it's a nice, oh, well, that was a nice little red ear that we had there. He thinned me in the finger and I dropped him. Fly's still holding up pretty good. The only problem is with this one is the same issue you have with the backing. I mean the floating line is because the line's so heavy, it drags your line right into the stuff on the bank. You can't really fish it without really having to pay attention to where your line's gonna land. Which isn't always a bad thing, but it's just not as simplistic as I'm gonna throw this here and I'm gonna fish it there, because it tends to drag your line. That guy was hungry. Little guy was very, very hungry. Weren't you, buddy? Alright guys, we're switching this little dry fly. Very small hook, I think it's a size 16. It's probably not going to stay dry for long, but we're going to try it regardless. So let's get into a prime casting spot. I'm thinking this way, where that bird just scared all the fish. Which you can argue is my fault because I scared the bird, but let's give this a try. Sitting on top of the water over there. Just gonna let it sit. It's a pattern I've used many times before. I don't know what the deal is. Little guy. Got us a little guy here. Little low bluegill. Even when they're small, something about that dry fly take is just so much more satisfying. He's dark. Dark little guy. He's very dark. Oh, we lost him. Very little guy, but he's pretty. Yeah, you're little, but you're pretty. So that makes up for it, just a little bit. How are you hooked? There we go. Very little booger. This is ooey gooey. Let's see if there's any fish in this little section over here. Looks like this is a bit too overgrown now. Just
whole hill here is just water. It smells like fresh water too, like there's a water line that's busted. Yeah. That's what it looks like. Y'all see that? It's like a water line's busted. Well, let's try somewhere else. Alright guys, we're gonna try this pond, which we haven't been to in quite some time. Probably over a year. We're gonna keep the dry fly tied on for now. It's probably not gonna stay on though, because last time we were here, I caught some really nice bluegills off that point. But we'll see if they're still here. We'd like to put the kabari back on for a larger presentation. But first things first, let's get our line ready. Let's give this a few casts and see what we get. Oh, about lost my face. This little guy was hungry. Personal worst of the day. A little sunfish. The water's really warm. I'm tempted, very tempted to put on the, whatchamacallit, that kabari, put a bigger presentation out there. But let's not get too hasty. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see anything, but yeah, that's gonna where we gonna cut it off right there. It was a pretty good trip, nothing majorly large, but we just caught a bunch of panfish, which is always fun. You know, that's how I learned on Tenkara, is little panfish, and it's still fun. It's not as fun as catching a big old bass, but you know, it is what it is. So if you guys enjoyed that video, like, comment, share, subscribe. I definitely want to get back to making, I see this every video, I feel like. And I feel like at some point one of you guys are going to call me on it and go, are you just saying that just to say it, or do you actually mean it? I want to get back to where I'm doing the videos a bit more consistently. Being as busy as I've been lately though, it's been kind of hard to get motivated and have ideas to go, like where to go. A lot of the fishing spots around me aren't as good as my old ones. So it's a learning process, and there's not much to learn because there's not many places to go that I'm allowed to fish at. So yeah, I could start dipping into Cape Fear River, but I'd have to get kayaks out and all that stuff, but who knows, maybe it's a possibility. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble on anymore and, you know, keep teasing y'all stuff I may or may not be able to do before summer is out. But if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, take it easy.